Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and a new month is upon us, so here is everything I picked up on Blu-ray and 4K for November 2020. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd, that Movie Guy 365. Okay, it is December 1st, 2020, so I thought I would go over everything I picked up on Blu-ray and 4K for November 2020, and there was quite a few things on the list. Everything from the Barnes & Noble Criterion sale to the 4Ks, Steelbooks, a little bit of everything in this particular month. So, all right, let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in. I'm going to start out with the Blu-rays from the Criterion sale. Now, I took advantage of both Barnes & Noble and Amazon, and actually there's quite a few Amazon titles are on back order that won't show up until December or maybe even later, so I will show those in the December or January haul videos depending on when they arrive. But here's everything that I picked up that I did get in the previous month. Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai on Criterion is new for November 2020, so it was nice that it was included in that particular sale. Great film by director Jim Jarmusch, starring Forrest Whitaker in the title role. I did a review for this. Look for that on the channel. Great movie. It really is, and I just can't recommend it enough. It's pretty awesome. Check it out for yourself. Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. Also picked this one up. It's also new for 2020 November. Moonstruck, starring Cher and Nicolas Cage, and the late Danny Aiello. Good movie. It is such a good movie. I'm actually going to be recording my review for this one after this video, but this is very cool movie, and it looks excellent on the Blu-ray, and it's been a number of years since I've seen this one, but it definitely holds up very well. Cher is awesome. She's so good in this movie. I can't recommend this one enough. I haven't had a chance to dive into the extras yet, but Criterion Edition never fails on that front, so Moonstruck on Criterion, absolutely recommend. This one has been on my Criterion wish list for quite a while, and of course there is the modern remake by director James Mangold, but of course you got to go back to the original. There's some key differences between the movies, and that is 3:10 to Yuma. Picked this one up at Barnes & Noble last week, and honestly a good Western. It really has such a good character development, and it's a good story, and while the James Mangold version is on its own kind of thing, this one definitely has a lot to say, and absolutely worth checking this one out. Another new release from Criterion in the month of November is Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. I also did a review for this one, so look for that on the channel. Good movie. What can I say about it? I said everything I needed to in that particular review, but it's Martin Scorsese at his top form. It's really a good flick. A little bit long, yeah, I understand that, but I think it's a lot of good character moments, and seeing De Niro, Pacino, and Pesci again on screen, it's fantastic. It's worth your time. It really is. Check out The Irishman from Criterion. This is another one that's been on my wish list for a while. I got it from Amazon. They were price matching the Criterion sale for November. And that is Being John Malkovich. This movie, I remember when I first saw it, I really didn't like it. And that's because I didn't really understand Charlie Kaufman as a writer and his unique style. And of course, as I grew a little bit older, I learned to appreciate it a lot more. And honestly, Being John Malkovich, it's weird, it's odd, and it's really compelling. I would recommend this one highly, Being John Malkovich. Another flick, this one I saw years ago, but this is the first time I believe it includes the director or extended cut, and I'm going to be checking this one out until the end of the world. This one, like I say, it's long. The extended cut is longer, of course, but I can't wait to check this one out. I'm very excited. I'm going to set aside a nice afternoon sometime and dive into this one. But yeah, this one was part of the Criterion sale, and this one literally just showed up in my mailbox yesterday. The Phantom Carriage, really a good, supernatural ghost story, and it's been years since I've seen this one. The first time I'll be watching it on Blu-ray. I can't wait to check this out. I saw this one. I can't remember if it was like on like a Turner Classics or something, but that was the first time I ever saw it. It'd be nice to see it in my own personal home theater. So the Phantom Carriage on Criterion. Now, as far as normal Blu-rays go, there was not a whole lot here. I did spend most of my budget this month on Criterion and 4Ks, but there are a few things that did come out on Blu-ray I want to talk about. This one was a personal favorite of mine, and I'm so glad that Kino Lorber decided to put it on Blu-ray, and that is Amazon Women on the Moon. This is a classic. It's so good. It's hilarious. There's so many quotable lines in this one, and it holds up. Kino Lorber did a great job. The Blu-ray looks fantastic. It's a fun movie. Check this one out, Amazon Women on the Moon. This one was released this year, but due to COVID, of course, it sort of skipped theaters and went right to digital. That is Bill and Ted Face the Music on Blu-ray. No 4K edition, unfortunately, for this one, but it's a cool movie. It's a good sequel. It's not great, it's not perfect, but it's great seeing the guys again in the role. And honestly, you know, with everything that Keanu Reeves has done since then, it's a little odd seeing him reprise the role in this one. But yeah, it's Bill and Ted Face the Music. Awesome movie. Check that one out. A couple movies I picked up on 3D from Blu-ray. This one was part of the October Zavi sale, but you know, their shipping gets a little bit, you know, delayed and back orders and everything. This one finally showed up. That is Frozen 2 on 3D. I can't wait to check out the 3D. I saw it in the theater in 3D, the 4DX 3D experience. I thought the 3D was good in the theater. I'm hoping the home theater will be a little bit better, but we'll see. I'm anxious to check this one out again. Frozen 2 in 3D. And this one I just got on a sale from Amazon, and it was actually back order as well. I think I ordered it early November, but it finally showed up towards the end of the month. And that is King Arthur, directed by Guy Ritchie. This one I liked. I liked it a lot. It got a lot of bad press and bad publicity for some reason, but I think it's a decent flick. It stands on its own, and I'm anxious to check out the 3D elements here. So yeah, King Arthur on 3D I picked up for November. There were quite a few things released on 4K for the month of November. So the first one was a big release from Sony, and that is the Resident Evil Collection 4K box set of all 6 films. No matter what you might think of them, they're definitely popcorn kind of entertainment, but they do look really good, and Dolby Atmos on here is top notch. All 6 films sound really good. If you're a fan of these movies, it's worth checking out on the 4K box set. These aren't available individually as far as all 6 movies go, so if you want all of them, the 4K box set is the way to go here. The next release is from Kino Lorber, and that is the original Mad Max starring Mel Gibson. They did such a good job on this one. It looks fantastic on 4K. There's a good 2.0 audio presentation, the original Australian audio, and there's also a 5.1 if you are so inclined to listen to. But Mad Max on 4K, it does look and sound really good. I recommend it highly. This one came out as the final X-Men film from the Fox franchise, and that is The New Mutants. As you can see, it's a 4K steelbook. Honestly, the movie is not as bad as the press made it out to be. Is it a good ending to the Fox X-Men films? No, not really. But I think it's an okay movie on its own. It definitely has some studio interference, as you can tell from the finished product, but it's still an okay movie on its own, and I think it's worth checking out at least once. The 4K does look really nice, and its sound is pretty top-notch. So The New Mutants on 4K, if you are a fan of the film, it's worth owning on that format. Also coming out this month is The Croods from DreamWorks and released by Universal Pictures. It's a very beautiful looking movie. The 4K picture is stunning. It is an upscale, but the animation really pops. It's got a lot of good color to it, and overall it's a fun movie. The Croods with Nicolas Cage in the role, you know, Emma Stone. It's a cool animated feature worth checking out for yourself. Now, this one was expected to come out earlier in the spring, I believe, but due to COVID, there was delays, and it's a fun Christmas movie. It's cool, and that is the Jim Carrey version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. The 4K steelbook here, as you can see, looks pretty nice. Best Buy still has this one in stock if you're a fan of the movie, and they just had it on sale as part of the Black Friday deal. But yeah, it's cool. It looks good on 4K. It's, you know, it's not as visual, like pleasing with the HDR that I would have liked, but it still looks really good overall, and it's worth owning on 4K. pair of Disney releases this month, and that is the animated feature Mulan, classic animated movie from Disney. Looks fantastic on 4K, and it's really nice looking steelbook. You know, me collecting steelbooks and everything, it's kind of second nature, but yeah, Mulan on 4K, the animated feature looks fantastic. Also, of course, is going to be the 2020 version of Mulan on 4K in the steelbook form. Of course, due to COVID, this one went to Disney Plus as far as a premiere package where you paid an extra $30. But me being a physical collector, I wanted to check this one out, actually have it in my hands, and it's an okay movie. It's not as epic as I would have liked it to have been. It kind of relied a little bit too much on, you know, like certain story elements I didn't quite agree with here, but it's still a cool movie. I think it's worth watching at least once. But yeah, Mulan 2020 is now available. This one I own the slipcover edition, but I liked the recently announced steelbook version of this, and of course it comes with a slipcover, and I love the movie, so I thought it was worth owning again. That is Kick-Ass on 4K with the exclusive steelbook here. It's also, as I mentioned, got a slipcover. Really nice looking steelbook here, and I love the movie. It's really one of my favorite comic book movies. I think it's so well done, and it's very violent. It's funny. It has a lot of good moments, and visually on the 4K it looks great. But yeah, I wanted to own the steelbook version. Kick-Ass on 4K. This one also, when this came out, this was back when COVID really started hitting retailers. And they were still releasing product, you know, as far as physical media goes, but it was kind of staggered. Like, they would have, you know, the slipcover edition, or not have the steelbook that was announced, or only a few got in the store. And Black Friday had this on sale. And, you know, it's 15 bucks, and I use a $5 reward certificate, so it really cost me $10. And I like the steelbook. The movie's not the best, but I wanted to own the steelbook edition of this, and that is Birds of Prey. 4K edition on with the steelbook cover. I like the steelbook a lot more than the slipcover edition, but I wanted to own it and have it in my collection, so there it is, Birds of Prey. Also a recent release here, this one I also did a review for the channel, and that is Train to Busan Presents Peninsula. This is a good looking 4K. It's not perfect, but overall I think that the audio and to a degree the picture are good. I think the movie itself is okay. It's worth checking out at least once. I would like to see the original Train to Busan on 4K, so hopefully we'll get that one day. This one also was an absolute stunner on the 4K format. Just came out. V for Vendetta with the steelbook edition. Looks great, sounds awesome. I think the Atmos on this is fantastic. HDR looks really good, and honestly it's a massive upgrade over the Blu Ray. So check out V for Vendetta on 4K. And another 4K release, this was also another victim of COVID as far as release schedules go. That is Antebellum. It did get a 4K release. The movie itself is good. I like the first two acts a lot. The third act I think was a little bit unsatisfying, but it's still worth checking out, honestly. The movie is cool. Just, you know, it's not the most visual kind of movie, but I think the HDR application looks really good here. So definitely check out Antebellum. And this one was, okay, so the story behind this one, and that is Midsommar, the director's cut on 4K from A24, directly from their website. So this one was announced, I think it was late June, early July. Went up for sale on the website, and I was on a road trip at that time. Like, I literally was driving the car, and then a friend of mine notified me that this was up for sale on the website, and I missed out. It sold out within a couple of hours, and I was really just hoping that a restock was going to happen. And here we are several months later. The 4K Director's Cut edition of Midsommar is in my hands. I'm very excited to watch this one. I think you can't go wrong either with the theatrical cut or the director's cut. Of course, the director's cut adds a lot of background, and it honestly, in 4K with HDR, it's gonna look amazing. I can't wait, because I've watched the digital stream on 4K of the theatrical edition, so the physical copy of this, I can't wait to check it out. But yeah, Midsommar, and it is, as of this recording, still up on the A24 website. If you are a fan of the movie, absolutely pick this one up in 4K. So that is everything I picked up on Blu-ray and 4K for November 2020. Let me know in the comment section below, what are some of the movies that you picked up for this month? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.